Good morning. Today is Tuesday, June 24th. This is Wake Up with KERA News. I'm Andrew Garcia. Clear sunny days continue with temperatures reaching the mid-90s today, but it will feel a lot more like 100 degrees, I'm sad to say. At least we have a pretty nice breeze that'll keep hot air moving through the world. West Oak Cliff residents are worried about displacement under a new proposed rezoning plan. We'll get a look at the plan as the city prepares to vote on it after the news. Let's dive on in. A new law that takes effect this year will ban non-disclosure agreements in civil sexual assault cases. SB 835, or Trey's Law, passed in the House and Senate unanimously last month, and it's set to go into effect on September 1st. Collin County is getting pushback on its move to hand-marked paper ballots from a bipartisan voting rights group that warns the move will lead to more problems. The Collin County League of Women Voters sent county commissioners a letter on Sunday urging them to reconsider the switch. The organization's president, Liz Holland, says hand-marked ballots would have more room for human error. County commissioners say the move to hand-marked ballots complies with an executive order from President Trump. The order is being challenged in federal court. The Dallas City Council is set to vote tomorrow on a controversial plan to rezone an area of West Oak Cliff. The city says it would bring more walkability and multifamily housing to the Hampton-Clarendon corridor. But as KERA's Priscilla Rice reports, residents there are worried they'll be pushed out of the neighborhood.
Clarendon Drive is lined with auto businesses. Car repair shops, tire shops, car washes. Some of these storefronts have been here for years, interspersed with single-family homes. Residents describe this West Oak Cliff neighborhood as close-knit.
A very close community. Everybody knows everybody for the most part. All the businesses know each other.
That's Vanessa Saldaña. She owns an auto business in the area. The Hampton-Clarendon corridor is part of the larger West Oak Cliff area plan known as WOCAP, adopted in 2022. The plan focuses on increasing walkability, prohibits new drive-through businesses, encourages mixed-use development along the corridor, and allows for small multifamily developments. Saldaña says the proposed rezoning doesn't fit with her community.
I feel like the city sees that it's just not pretty enough, and I'm like, but what defines beauty?
Activist and business owner Jerry Figueroa says he and other residents are worried about the future of their community. The changes, he says, aren't for them.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what's going to happen. You know, these places are going to become unattainable. These homes are not already are super expensive where we could barely afford to live here.
They point to nearby Bishop Arts as an example of what they don't want to become. Activist Violeta Gallardo Montejano says they have repeatedly asked the city how it'll protect residents from being displaced.
What we hear is just crickets. So they really doesn't have any protection in place for the neighbors.
Council member Chad West, who represents West Oak Cliff, says he's aware displacement is a concern. Many business owners in the area don't own their buildings.
We've got to balance that concern with the concerns that neighbors have about being able to cross the street safely.
The City Plan Commission approved the full West Oak Cliff area plan 3 years ago. West says he wants to stick to it. The commission in April recommended the full city council approve the Hampton-Clarendon rezoning over objections from residents and activists at the meeting.
Everybody's got a voice, in my opinion. We have to just kind of weigh it and make the determination based on the data we have in front of us.
Not everyone is opposed to the proposed rezoning. Ryan Sears, who is a pastor in the area, told the City Plan Commission he wants the corridor to be more walkable, especially around the elementary school.
I would like to protect our kids. I would like to protect the residents who live there. And I heard everything that they said about those that were in opposition.
City staff are also recommending the City Council approve the rezoning plan, but activist Jennifer Rangel says the fight isn't over.
Now we're having to pick up the broken pieces, and we're hoping that the City of Dallas listens.
Ahead of Wednesday's vote, she and volunteers have been canvassing their neighborhood, passing out bilingual flyers they paid for themselves to let residents know about city meetings and public hearings. Rangel says she hopes the city will listen.
Overwhelmingly, the community is saying no. And we don't know what else we need. How else do we need to show and explain to the city a simple, resounding no?
It's now up to the city council to decide their community's future.
That was KERA's Priscilla Rice reporting. The Dallas Wings will hit the court tonight, taking on the Atlanta Dream. The Texas Rangers play Game 2 in a series against the Baltimore Orioles. They lost last night's game 0-6. And the Mavericks are gearing up for the NBA Draft tomorrow evening. In May, they won the draft lottery for the first time in their history and will have the number 1 pick. And now that summer's officially here and 3-digit days are soon to follow, you'll want to know where you can cool off. From splash parks to pools, water parks, and more, we've got a full list over at KERA.org. You can find more ways to beat the heat and some other fun things to do on our Go See DFW calendar at KERA.org/calendar. Thanks so much for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. This show is produced and edited by Shardae White and Bekah Morr. For more news in your inbox, visit KERA.org/wakeup. That is where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter and get good morning vibes from our colleague Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at KERATX. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.